Good morning, dear ones. Now, if you found your way here, you might already know a little bit about my story, how I really found myself in about 2 years of almost silence, of very little doing, very little movement. And in that time, I started to let go of the external, of the outside, and started to build up the internal, the intuition, the wisdom, and the knowing from inside of myself. Now, this took a lot of trial and error and a lot of trust and faith, because we are so conditioned to be learning from others, from looking outside to see what the world wants from us. And so when we start to slow down, it requires a lot of trust and some panicky moments. Is this going to be okay? So this morning I wanted to share with you my morning routine, because through those 2 years, there's one thing that was constant, maybe two things. One thing was that I felt a huge desire and need to walk in nature every single day, every day. And I didn't know at the time what I was picking up. Really, I mean, I knew practically I was picking up exercise and oxygen and nature and all those wonderful things, but I wasn't aware so much of how much I was listening. I was listening to nature. I was listening to myself. I was intrigued with the trees and the sky and the clouds. And so that was the one thing. And the second thing that I'm sharing with you today is what I incorporate in my morning routine. Because any wise woman who has started to connect with herself and her own worth has a morning routine of devotion, either to herself through time or devotion to something that she finds sacred. So over time, this has evolved. And what I absolutely do is connect with myself before I connect with anybody or anything else. And this happens right from the moment I wake up. I start breathing in my bed. I feel my body. Sometimes I say some things to myself, and then usually involves some movement before I interact with anyone, and a big glass of water. The other thing that I sit down to do before I write, or before I teach, or before I head into a session with a client, is I start my day connecting with the 4 elements. And this I also didn't know that I was doing, but this is how it's happened. So the 4 elements, I drink water. So it's water, earth, air, and fire. So I drink water, absolutely. I light a candle, fire. I have plants all around my office here, and I connect with the earth through rocks, through amethysts that I've collected, and other various stones that I have just intuitively been picking up on my walks. And so connecting with these elements connects us with Gaia, with Mother Nature, with the wise woman outside and the wise woman inside of us, from which everything has been born. I hope that helps you, and I'm going to post a little picture here of all the things that I incorporate in my morning routine. Take care, loves.